Ah, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I'm in such a good mood after this latest episode of Kaguya-sama today because the build-up that we've been waiting for literally 3 entire episodes is finally over. We are finally at the cultural festival. And I'm hoping for some very big payoffs. Because we've built this up for literally 3 episodes, guys. We've been slowly building this, and I'm hoping for some great payoffs. And yeah, this series just continues to impress me every week. Every week, man, I just love this series more and more. And yeah, let's just kind of get into it, because we got a decent amount to talk about before we finally get to our big event of this season. So let's just get into it. Now, we got a couple things to talk about. We got to see a little bit of Kei this time, Shirigane's little sister. Now, in the anime at least, we actually haven't seen too much of her. But she's a great character, And this episode started off with her finding out that Shirigane wants to visit her middle school, their cultural festival, so he can get a feel for how they should do his. And she said, you can come, but you can't come in your rinky-dink clothes. You can't come in your hipster swag straight out of Hot Topic and all that. You need to come in a good outfit. You got to make a good impression, and you got to look cool. So they go back and forth about that, and bro, Shirigane's opinion of cool is kind of wild. Even though some of his stuff I was looking at like, oh, that don't look that bad. And I don't know, man, it's just the fashion sense from Japan over to America is really different. Because, yeah, Shirigane had some tacky stuff, but who wears a fanny pack over their shoulder like that, guys? Do you know how unbelievably lame looking that looks? And she says, yo, that's just the norm over here if you want to be trendy. And when I saw that, I just put my hand in my face like, how is that trendy? That's tacky as fuck. But no, eventually they get a good outfit for him and he goes there. And all her friends are actually saying, oh, he's so cool. He's so cool. And we got to see the side that she always likes to hide, As much as she claims she's embarrassed by her brother, she really likes him and looks up to him. Like, it's very, very obvious that they have a fantastic relationship. She'll never admit it, of course. When will they ever? But they have a great relationship, and this episode really put that on display, that regardless of how embarrassing he might be, she completely loves her brother. But now, let's get into the crux of this episode. I wanted to mention that because it happened, but the real crux of this episode, I'd argue, is Kaguya. We had a lot of time with her in this episode because they started to talk about these heart-shaped pendants, her and Kabane. And she got to hear a little legend that if you give these to someone you care about during the festival, that your wildest dreams will come true together. You'll end up together and all that stuff. Typical anime-y stuff, But as she's going around the school, listening to people and thinking about it, she starts thinking about how beneficial it would be. Because she realizes that their school term is ending soon. Like, they only have a short amount of time left to do things that they want to do like this. So she starts thinking about that and thinking, maybe I should do something. Maybe I should finally do something. And one of my favorite scenes of this episode was when she said, oh, it's not like love is a war or something. And then the narrator says, that's literally the point of the show. I died laughing when that happened, because that's funny. I love how the show likes to break the fourth wall like that. But as she's brooding this over, we got the return of the inner Kaguyas in this episode, contemplating what to do. And it's always fun to see that. We haven't seen them since season 2, I don't believe. So it's been a minute. And they can't decide what to do. They're racking their brains like crazy until she ends up in the student council room and Shirigane walks in. And she got reminded of why she was doing this again in the first place. Because he's working his ass off, guys. He's really busting his ass, trying to make this the best festival for everyone. Because in his opinion, if he does all this work now, that means they can just relax during the festival and actually enjoy it. In his own words, he said, wouldn't it be sad if the people that work so hard on this couldn't enjoy the festival themselves? And it's in that moment that we got a really nice scene with Kaguya, where she got reminded of why she was doing this all to begin with, and she finally found her resolve. And can I just say, guys, like, I don't know why they were doing it, but I actually kind of like that they had, like, apparently manga panels throughout the entire episode. I thought that was actually really cool. I don't know if it was a budget thing, like, hey guys, we need to cut down on the budget on these episodes because we got to make the last couple, like, whew, we got to make them crazy. But I don't know why they were doing it, but I liked it. I thought it was a nice touch. I really felt like it accentuated some of these scenes. Now, some people love to say, oh, the anime is always better than the manga, but I don't agree with that. I think manga has its own charm about it, and seeing the panels in these scenes, I think really brought out some of the charm of these moments. I think it really highlighted them. So I thought it was a very nice touch, Kaguya-sama. And in this moment, she finally admits to herself, and Hayasaka for that matter, who can't believe it, is shell-shocked that she does like Miyuki. That she loves him. So essentially, to no one knowing, she lost the battle for sure. And her pride is wounded. I've always loved the concept of this show, guys. I do. I think the concept of this show is genius. That you can take such a tired concept of just trying to make another person confess. Because that happens in so many series. But to literally turn it into a psychological battle, the entire show. Like, just constant mind games throughout this whole series, I think is genius. It takes the concept, and a concept we've seen so many times, and really just flips it on its head. And it's because of that I can't stop singing praises about this series. This series deserves all the love it has, because it is honestly incredible. And in that moment, she does admit to Hayasaka she loves him. And it's a great scene. Like I said, especially with the manga panels there, it really accentuated that scene and really showed the emotions, you know? I feel like the panels conveyed emotions better than it could have been conveyed animated. Which is weird to say, but it does. So, as she decides that she wants to confess to him, actually, no matter what during the festival, she's going through the school, and she happens to overhear Ishigami and all them on the committee going over things. And who is it? Miko's what's her one friend's name? I don't remember her one friend's name. Her assistant on the committee and all that. She finds out that she actually has a boyfriend. And Ishigami overhears this, and he thought that her boyfriend was actually Tsubami's boyfriend, who he really likes and has a crush on. And the fact that they're not together sends him through the moon, guys. Like, that reference when him crawling through the gutters was hilarious. I loved it so much. It was so funny. And of course, Kaguya overhears it, and she's making fun of him and all that. She's laughing at him, which who wouldn't, to be fair? It's pretty funny. But in that scene, we really see how much Ishigami has grown as a character, guys. Like, just see him in season 1, and then see him now. And you can clearly tell he has matured significantly throughout the course of the series. And I love it, honestly. Some of the most cap things I hear about this series is that, oh, Ishigami sucks. He's annoying. He's one of the worst characters. And I just can't believe it, dude. I can't believe it when I hear that stuff. He's one of the best characters in this show by far. I truly can't believe people talking shit about him. He, out of all the characters in the series, has had the most growth. And he's the most realistic by far. I truly don't understand it. Like, I don't. It actually irritates me hearing that. 'Cause I'm like, are you guys, like, not watching the same show? Are you just overlooking all this stuff? I just don't get it. Because this man resolves to himself, after he did so well on the test before, after he finally is starting to take himself more seriously, he resolves to himself that he's gonna confess to her no matter what. Because in his words, it's like, we're running out of time. You know, if I don't do anything right now, I'm only going to be someone she knew at school. And I want to be someone special, someone she'll remember no matter what. And I don't know why that kind of got to me, but I thought that was a really good scene, a really powerful scene. And like I said, showcases how much this man has grown. This lazy guy who never wants to do anything with his life is showing a fire and resolve in him that honestly sparks Kaguya's resolve. And she's kind of moved. And like I mentioned earlier in this season, guys, they have such a good friendship. I really think their friendship is so beneficial to the both of them. It really takes both of them out of their shells and really propels them forward to do the things that they would never do on their own. Those two are the most unlikely of friends, but wow, do they mesh so well together, it's crazy. So seeing his resolve, she finally builds her resolve to confess to him. And our episode ends with the cultural festival starting. The thing we built up 3 whole episodes to do is finally starting, and I am very, very excited for it. So you guys let me know what you thought about this episode down below. Like, all our payoff is finally coming to fruition in the next week's episode, and I'm very much looking forward to it. What they call it, the dual confessions arc? Like, what? I'm down for it. Let's go. I want to see Ishigami's. I want to see Shirigane's and all them. Kaguya's. I want to see even Ino's. Because in our last week's episode, we saw that she had a desire at the Culture Festival too. I want to see hers as well. I want to see everyone's. I want to see Chika's as well. We've seen nothing about her. I want to see something with her as well. I just really want to see everyone. But you guys let me know what you think. You know, I thought it was a great episode that really just put a smile on my face. And I needed it because it's pouring here. So if you guys have heard rain in the background, I apologize for that. I can't really do anything about that. I can't stop the weather, you know. Can't do our anti-rain dance. But you guys let me know what you thought about this episode down below. And that'll be it for today, guys. You know, just a great series. Kaguya is so good. It really does deserve all the love it gets. I can't praise it enough. But, like I said, that's it. So, I'll see you guys next week for the next Kaguya episode. And until then, have a great day, guys. And deuces.